So Reem Ibrahim went on GB News and attacked the government on rumours that they intend to ban Twitter. Now look, they're not going to do that anyway. Ibrahim is a libertarian, so anything the government does, she hates it. This is what she had to say.
I think part of the problem is the absolute hysteria that has come from the issue with Grok and what it's actually being used for. Let's be very clear about this. Obviously, making sexual images of people without their consent is not good. It is illegal. Don't do it. That being said, it is the user that is the problem. If you are able to use a new tool like Grok or like any other AI platform like ChatGPT and Gemini to create those kind of images, it is you that is the problem, not the tool. Are we going to start banning a pen and paper because I could draw somebody naked without their consent? Are we going to start banning painters? Are we going to start banning Photoshop, which is much easier to use to create sexual images of people without their consent? So really the problem is here, this is about the users and those people that are doing bad things, not the tools themselves. It's like blaming the tools is just completely ridiculous. Now, what I find really fascinating about this is why Grok specifically is being targeted. I think it is political. I think it is effectively the government finding a way to restrict X because right-wing opinions are actually able to be sort of not suppressed in the algorithm. They are more in abundance and people enjoy using it. I think this is a political ploy and nothing else. Otherwise, they'd also be talking about banning every single other AI.
Now, did you notice what she said at the beginning? Hysteria from Grok. The AI tool has been used to produce child sexual abuse material, and she thinks the response has been hysteria. Wow. Then she uses the analogy of the pen and paper. And look, this has been used as a defense from the right wing in order to justify Elon Musk allowing child sexual abuse material to be generated. And the logic is really stupid when you actually break it down. Oh, the real issue is the user. Okay, let's abolish all laws. And if people commit crimes, don't blame the government. What if the government made rape legal? If more rapes happen, oh look, it's not the fault of the government. They just merely used the state apparatus to allow a violent practice to happen whilst using its power to send a message that such acts are okay. But it's not their fault. It doesn't absolve the individual of wrongdoing, but we would all rightfully blame the government. Now, the pen and paper analogy falls apart when you understand that generative AI is far more powerful than just a pen and paper, right? Most people can't draw lifelike images, which is a barrier in of itself to producing realistic child sexual abuse material. When it comes to AI, anyone can simply just use a prompt. It takes 5 to 10 seconds to type in what they want. So the difference between drawing or Photoshop, which obviously still uses a degree of skill, is the ease of access. Ibrahim is pretending that these things are the same when they're not. What if porn websites started hosting child sexual abuse material? Would Reem be against shutting down those websites? Or does her extreme libertarian ideology cause her to blame users instead of the hosts? It's not the website's fault. The user uploaded child sexual abuse material. I mean, when you follow her logic to its natural conclusion, it's really stupid. Now, the only hysteria we are seeing is from the right. The government hasn't announced they are banning Twitter. Ofcom, you know, they can suggest that, but Labour don't have to. And I really doubt it's going to happen. But if you ask me, I think it should. Now, another reason why the analogies given from the right are not comparable is the fact that Elon Musk could stop Grok from producing such material very easily. But up until now, he's done nothing about it. After the backlash, the only change he has made is to put it behind a paywall. So users can still generate child sexual abuse material if they pay, which is sick. Therefore, it's not unreasonable for a government to say, we are banning Twitter because we cannot trust the temerity of a single billionaire to do the right thing. Ibrahim also points to other tools such as ChatGPT. Now, I don't know what is permitted on these tools because obviously I haven't tried, but let's say that you can do that. That's apparently a gotcha. Well, personally speaking, I'm against AI. Ban the lot, right? It's a soulless, depressing chapter in our technological evolution. Ibrahim then finishes with the argument that this government is doing it for political reasons because Twitter is right-wing, therefore the government is trying to ban it. And this is probably one of the most delusional things one could say, especially as she's literally saying this on GB News, a right-wing media organisation that spends its entire existence on attacking Labour. The idea that right-wing opinions are under threat is hilarious, given that the government literally shares some of those views, whether it's their transphobic stance, facilitating a genocide, their policy on immigration and asylum seekers. Where is the delineation from the government and your typical right-wing opinion on those things? If Labour wanted to ban right-wing views, then they would be going after Talk TV, LBC, GB News, and most of the corporate media. In fact, Ofcom have been utterly weak on GB News, and the government has done nothing with their obvious breach of impartiality. Now, as you all know, I'm no defender of Labour, but let's be real, okay? I'm not a partisan hack. I don't attack Labour simply because they're Labour. That's what the right wing do. I'll defend the government if I think they're worth defending on a specific issue, but they don't even need defending since they haven't come out and said they're going to ban Twitter. It's the right wing who are once again having another meltdown. Now look, I am in favour of banning Twitter for lots of reasons. It's not just Grok, but Grok is just the latest scandal. Now, Twitter should be banned because it has become a hub of far-right extremist politics. Many people who were banned under Jack Dorsey were actual Nazis, you know, people who denied the Holocaust, people spreading white supremacy. Now, its very owner, Musk, spreads these views himself. To live in a decent society, yes, certain things are not up for debate. Musk has allowed these people back on the platform whilst suppressing news journalists and manipulated the algorithm to boost the politics that he supports. And yes, it's not the only platform that does this, but Twitter is the most extreme. But libertarians pretend they care about freedom and they're against censorship. No, in reality, they are in favour of unlimited freedom and power for the billionaires.